Let's continue the journey towards the WoW token. So the goal of this challenge is to purchase a WoW token with gold, and so far we have made it to 5.7k. We are using AI to do this challenge, and we can only do what it tells us to do. In the last episode we had a bunch of different things to do, but mostly we did some leveling, some copper ore mining, and Dark Moon fair fishing. In this episode we're gonna try a bunch of new stuff and also hopefully make a little bit more gold, because 5k is not that much. I've also been slacking a bit with the challenge the last couple of days, so we did not really use the Dark Moon fair as well as the AI wanted us to do, because he told us to basically be in Dark Moon fair for 6 days non-stop. But that's not something we can do, right? Then we would have finished the challenge in like 2 days, I guess, if we were to fish only in Dark Moon fair non-stop, because we would get like 10k an hour, and how fun of a challenge would that be? But let's see what the AI has to offer right now and how we should continue. Okay, so we start by leveling up our blacksmithing a bit. The AI was already talking about this a little bit in the last episode, and we now had saved up a lot of material so we could get started leveling. We just did some leveling as much as we could, and we also used a lot of our ores to craft bars, then of course to use in our blacksmithing. We ended up to actually craft one of each like BUE item that we could put on the auction house, like all of the different gear pieces to try to sell as transmog, I guess. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but I guess we will see later how it goes. But after skilling up and actually crafting all of the different BUEs that we could, we actually got quite a few of them. I think close to 10 different ones. So we can just hope that we get some sales. We are getting skill points either way, so it still is worth it to craft them, I guess. If we can get some sales, that would just be a little bit extra and really awesome. We ended up crafting a lot of the rough grinding stones as well, since they were giving us skill points, and they were actually very profitable. As you can see, we were profiting like over 1 gold per craft on them, which was like just ridiculous, right? So really good gold crafting them, I guess. Let's just go to the auction house and post everything that we crafted, and we'll see later if we've had any success with selling these items. I think it will be hard, but we won't give up. We will be reposting them quite a few times and see, and not give up too easy. But if they end up not selling at all, we're just gonna vendor them, I guess. As you can see, some of them is posted for like quite a lot of gold on my server here. Feels a little bit too much, right? So I am heavily undercutting to see if we can get some quick sales. I do not think those items is selling for that much. I'm trying to do some undercut strategies here to see if we can get some easy sales. We'll see how it goes. Maybe this is not recommended, I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit controversial to do this heavy undercutting. This is basically useless items either way, right? We'll see how it goes. Hopefully we can get a few sales at least. Okay, the time has come to ask the AI what is up next. Hopefully we are gonna leave Orgrimmar and maybe do some leveling or some gold making. Let's see what's up. Okay, so I will begin by letting the AI know that we are level 25 now, and that we have skilled up some blacksmithing and done some mining. Okay, so now I'm letting the AI know that we are level 25 in Retail WoW, the War Within. I'm just gonna remind it again, since it was some time ago that I actually was chatting with it, just so it's clear that it is Retail WoW in the War Within. I'm letting it know that we did some blacksmithing leveling, and that we're putting the BUEs on the auction house, and also that we used most of our ores for it. So let's see what the next step is going to be. Okay, so it's telling us that our next step is going to be iron ore farming in Ashenvale. So at level 25, apparently we can efficiently mine iron ore in Ashenvale. So that is going to be our next plan, I guess. Also, it tells us to do some questing and exploration, so we will do some questing at the same time as mining now, so maybe we can get to a bit higher level at least, because I guess it's going to want us to do something else at level 30. So I think if we quest and mining Ashenvale, and we'll see what we can do at level 30 next. It also wants us to monitor our crafted gear on the auction house to see if we've had any sales and if we need to do some rescanning, I guess. So we will definitely keep an eye on that. Also, when we have got the iron ore later, we can go into Orgrimmar again and do some more blacksmithing progression. So I feel like this is an interesting plan. We'll see how it goes, and we also see later if we had some of those BUE sales, because if we do, we're gonna get a little bit of a boost at least. But let's head to Ashenvale. I actually see now that we have quite a lot of ore left. It's actually valued at like 1,000 gold, so I guess we will use that later as well. I don't think we really maxed our classic blacksmithing with copper ores yet either. We can probably craft later here whatever we need with that as well. But let's see if we can do some iron ore farming first. It still feels kind of slow, right, to only have the 150% mount. It will feel awesome whenever we reach level 30, because then I guess we get the 280% or whatever it is for the next speed upgrade. Here is already some tin veins. I thought we were gonna get mostly iron, but it seems to be a lot of tin here. Holy moly. Mossagate seems to be quite valuable at around 11 gold last time we scanned the auction house. So that is not too bad. And I guess we probably will be needing it for some blacksmithing crafts later as well. Tin actually seems to be very much less valuable than the copper ore. So I hope it's not mostly tin veins here, because that would pretty much put us down in the gold per hour for farming, I guess. But we'll see how it turns out, because now it is basically only tin ore that is here in Ashenvale. Okay, so I got some feedback in the last episode that maybe it would be better if we just went with the starter build in terms of the talents, since we couldn't make the AI pick our talents. And I 100% agree with this, so I am going to now swap from the talents that I have to the starter build that is made by Blizzard, I guess, or maybe by their AI, I have no idea. But in this way, I am not picking them myself at least, so maybe it is a bit more fair game. So now we have the starter build talent, but let's continue questing. Okay, guys, we now hit level 30 already. I was pushing. I just did a lot of questing in Ashenvale and a lot of mining as well. As you can see, we have 210 tin ore now and loads of other stuff like the core stone. So I think it's time to ask the AI what the next step is, because I think we could convert this to some nice gold if we were using our current professions now, like smelting and the blacksmithing. But we'll see what the AI's suggestion is now when we ask it what to do. Okay, so I'm writing to the AI now. I'm telling it that I reached level 30 and with 210 tin ore in my bag and 265 copper ore. The copper ore we kind of just did not sell or use in our last session, but let's see what it tells us to do now. I'm also letting it know that there were no iron ore in Ashenvale as it was saying to me, because it was only tin ore that was spawning, which I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. Maybe it is, but I didn't know that tin ore would be like the only node that was spawning in Ashenvale. But let's see what the AI think the next step for us is. Okay, so my next step is to smelt my current ores, because it gives me mining skill points and apparently makes my inventory more manageable. And apparently I need these bars for future crafting and selling. It also still thinks that I need to learn journeyman mining and expert mining. It has a very hard time differing retail to other versions of the game, that is for sure, even though I'm saying it is retail. Okay, so it is now suggesting some other zones that should contain iron ore: Stranglethorn Vale, Stone Talon Mountains, and Hillspread Foothills and Desolus. So I'm not sure if that is what we are up to next, going to any of those zones and mine iron ore, because it says it is crucial for blacksmithing, so I guess it really wants us to go and get it, and also that it can sell for a decent price on the auction house. So the summary is to go to a major city, smelt my ores, and travel to one of the suggested zones to get iron ore. So we'll take it from there and see how it's going. Okay, so we just did a little crafting session in blacksmithing. As you can see, we crafted a lot of new pieces here that we will try to post on the auction house and see if we can sell any of them. I doubt it, but it's definitely worth a shot. We are now level 126 in blacksmithing, so we are ready to get the heavy stones, which I do believe we can get from the iron nodes. So now is a good time to go and mine some iron, I think. The AI told us to go to Stone Talon Mountain next and actually do the iron ore farming, so that's what I'm gonna try now for a little bit to see if we can get enough stuff to get our blacksmithing further up. I'm gonna try to post everything. I'm also now gonna post all of my tin bars, my copper bars, and all of the leftover stuff from blacksmithing. So we'll see how it goes, and let's hope something of this can sell. That would be so fun to see. Okay, guys, I think it's time for us to talk, because as you can see, I am level 70 now. Don't get shocked. I know this is a shocker, but let's go ahead and see what the AI have made for us to actually be level 70 70 already. Okay, so I got quite bored of doing the mining for iron ore eventually, because it wanted us to keep leveling up our blacksmithing and go for some iron ore mining. However, the gold per hour was fairly low, like 4k, and after doing it for like over an hour, I felt like this is quite boring, so let's ask the AI for something else to do. Then it told me I should go to RFK for some raw gold farming, to solo RFK, but I was only level 31 and I were not able to solo RFK at level 31 with the mobs were level 30, so that was a bummer. So then I told the AI I cannot solo RFK, it is scaled to my level, and then he told me I need to go to Hillspread Foothills for some raw gold farming and cloth farming, and then I was like, am I gonna travel all the way over to Hillspread Foothills for 100 gold per hour? So then I thought it is time for me to actually put it on its spot and tell it once again, this is the war within and a WoW token is around 360k, and you're telling me to farm raw gold, which will be like around 100 gold per hour. That would like take forever to do, right? So that we cannot do that. How would that look? So then it took a U-turn, absolutely U-turn, and just told me to go level up to max level instead, which at the time it thought was level 70 by doing dungeons and questing. So I was like, what? It just took a huge U-turn just because I was clear it was the war within once again, because I've been telling it's the war within a couple of times already. It still wanted us to go mine copper ore, right? So yeah, I don't know what happened right now, but it wanted us to get to level 70, which it thought was max level. So I basically told it, you know that the war within max level is 80, right? So then he told me I'm right and I should be pushing to level 80. So we have to push to level 80 now and see what it has to offer. But I was thinking maybe we can do like a halfway through mailbox opening here from, I feel like, what is our past now, since I feel like we are upgrading the challenge now and like getting the real opportunities from the AI. So we're gonna open the mailbox with the stuff that we have so far. I'm sorry to interrupt, but if you guys enjoy my content and want to support me a little bit extra and also improve as gold makers, I am affiliated with Goldcapped. They are offering a bunch of different guides from flipping to gold farming guides in all different versions of the game. You can either become a member and get access to their membership guides, or you can purchase individual products if you like them more. Don't forget to use the code ELON10 on checkout for 10% off. The link is down in the description and also in the pinned comment. Let's continue with the video. We actually do have in the bottom here some Darkmoon Firewater, Darkmoon Dagger Moss, since last week's fishing pretty much in the Darkmoon Fair, so we haven't opened that yet. And then we also have a couple of green gear here that we crafted with blacksmithing. Not a lot of gold, but at least some gold back from spending our materials. Here we have sold some iron bars, couple of mithril, copper bar, bronze bar, just some more BWs here. Some of them actually selling for a decent price, but let's see how much total gold this adds up to. Not too much, but let's see. Okay, so it actually added up to be 13.5k. That is actually pretty good. We're at 22k now, more than I thought. So that is awesome. We have gotten a decent part of the way now, but we're probably gonna ramp up now, I would assume, since we are higher level, but we'll see what the AI says. But I'm actually going to try to at least level a bit more, and we'll see what it says if it wants us to do something else. But I feel like it's good opportunity now when it's time walking to do the dungeons that it told us to do, and we can do some questing in a bit as well. But I'll just keep doing some more time walking dungeons, and I will also go and post the rest of the stuff that we have in our bag. Okay guys, Gizmo Box is now level 75 already, but I am quite bored of leveling now, so I feel like we need a break. So let's ask the AI and see if it has any gold making strategies for us, because we're still only at 24.5k, right? And I at least want to try to get up a little bit before hitting max level. So let's shoot a DM to AI and see what we get in response. Okay, so I'm letting it know that I'm now level 75, but I'm getting quite bored at leveling, and I'm asking, do you have anything I can do for a break to make some gold? Let's see what it has to say about this. Okay, interesting. It's going the raw gold and vendor items route again. Apparently we can solo battle for Azeroth raids for raw gold and vendor items. So I guess we have to try. I don't think this is gonna be a genius idea, but I have never done this, so I think it's worth a shot at least. So it tells us to do normal difficulty on some raids. So it says the recommended raids to start with is Uldir and Battle of Dasalor, and the strategy seems to be come home repaired, empty my bags, and summon and heal my pet. Enter the raid, make sure it's on normal difficulty. Clear and loot everything. Heal all trash mobs and all bosses as well. Okay. Loot every single corpse. This is where your gold comes from. Okay. So interesting. Very, very interesting. So I guess this is something that we have to do, but it tells me to reset and repeat. And I'm pretty sure that you cannot do this when you have killed bosses. But I guess we will have to follow all of the steps that the AI tells us, and we see what happens when we get down here. Okay, so I made my way to Battle of Dasalor. We're gonna try to start with this one. This was the closest one, and I'm so unsure even if we can solo this at level 75 with our current gear, but it's gonna be fun to try at least. I think I have never done this raid, so it's gonna be a bit fun to try as well. But let's see if we can make any gold from this. I highly doubt it, but it's gonna be a fun experiment. Okay guys, I have now killed a couple of bosses, and as you can see, I got barely anything in my bag, and Loot Appraiser is saying that we have looted almost 200 gold, including these items. I'm not sure how much it's going to be, but it's not gonna be more than like 400 or 500 gold in like 13 minutes for me. An absolute disaster. This is definitely nothing we can continue with if we want to see some result. Because getting ourselves like 1,000-2,000 gold per hour is not gonna cut it for me, and that would take us like 100 hours to get to a WoW token, and that doesn't feel like optimal, right? So I think that we will actually end the second episode right here at 24.8k gold, and we will see in the next episode what the AI has to come with. But I can assure you that in the next episode we will figure out something so we can actually make some gold. We have made quite a good progress in this episode, but in the next episode I hope to see some significant progress of this challenge. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you join the community Discord down in the description, the friendliest World of Warcraft community out there. I'll see you in there, and please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.